guys, how you doing today? This is David Lucas here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that I started almost turned into a Halloween tradition, almost a every October tradition type movie to watch. And it is called As Above, So Below. Above, So Below is a found footage movie that came out a few years ago, and it's got some hate when it first came out, I think. Not much people really liked it because it's found footage and not much people like found footage. And I didn't see it up until last year, actually, when I first saw it. And I actually really enjoyed it when I first seen it. And then I watched it again this year, about yesterday I watched it again. And I end up liking it again. It's not a great, perfect horror movie by all means, but it is a decent enough movie, I think, that's fun to watch during the October season, during the Halloween season. As Above, So Below is a found footage movie about a girl who is kind of perfect if you think about it. She isn't really a round perfect girl, which is kind of alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's not really the biggest characterization you can give to somebody, but it's alright. And she basically gets a group of people, I think are explorers around, to go to these catacombs in Paris to basically find the Philosopher's Stone. Yes, we're going into Harry Potter territory now, Philosopher's Stone. Now, starting out with some of the bad things about this movie is, since this is a found footage movie, and this is usually what you get when you go into found footage movies, is that it starts out really slow. It's a very slow burn, and you're meeting some of the characters who you know that's eventually they're going to die at some point in the movie. You know they're just there just to die. So you don't really care about the characters you get introduced to. And it takes like a while for it to really pick up. It takes about like 20 to 30 minutes before it actually picks up. And we get some stuff going on in the movie. And then once that happens, the movie actually does start progressively getting better. Something this movie has, too, is some really bad jump scares. I don't like the jump scares in the movie. I don't like jump scares in general with movies. But sometimes they could be good, and sometimes I can forget about them. But this movie just has some of the worst jump scares. It didn't really do it for me. I was kind of like, alright, kind of almost taking me out of movies sometimes with some of the jump scares. That was really it for all the bad things about this movie. Now, moving on to the good things that I thought this movie had. Even though it has some bad jump scares, it has some good scares in general. Like, there's some stuff in there that I just was really creeped out by. There's one scene, I'm not going to go in way too much detail, but there's this one scene where there's a guy, presumably a demon, just sitting down there. And they go up closer and closer to him, and there's some really creepy stuff happen after that, which I really like, and I think is different, because we don't really see much stuff like that in movies, and I thought they did a really good job on that. And like I said a little earlier, that once they get to the catacombs, it actually does get pretty good, and it gets pretty intense. There's some scenes in there that gets you kind of your heart pumping a lot. There's a lot of claustrophobic scenes in there. If you're really claustrophobic, you'll be really feeling this a lot in this movie, because there is really found footage, and you're inside these catacombs, which are very tight, very dark, and there's this one part in the movie with the cameraman, Benny, I think his name, and he's kind of stuck in like a tunnel going into another room of the catacombs. And there's this really creepy music playing in the background. You hear this chanting in the background that is really creepy, and he's starting to freak out, and you're seeing all this happen through like a handheld camera. And to me, it felt really claustrophobic and really intense, and I think that the directors and the actors did a really good job on that part. Music and sound effects throughout this whole movie, it's really good, actually. I think the sound effects is what really saved this movie, actually, and make it even more creepier. Like I was saying earlier with the one dude in the cat was in the tunnels, and he was stuck, and you hear chanting in the background. There's other scenes like that where you hear like people crying or high-pitched singing going on. And it's some really creepy, and you see some really creepy imagery with some creepy sound effects with it, and to me, it works, because you're getting that found footage aspect, and that's what I like about found footage, that you kind of get this realism aspect about it, and that's what it succeeds at, and it does a really good job at that, especially with the scares. Actors too also aren't that bad at all. I think each actor did a really good job. There's not a one time in the movie where I'm like, that's a cheesy actor, or that's not a good actor at all. Every person, even when they die, are there to give a good performance. And I think they all kind of nailed it. As Above, So Below is actually, to me, a very underrated movie. I probably am going to start watching it every October. It's a really good movie to me. I know some people don't like it because they don't like found footage, and if you don't like found footage, you probably won't like it. But I'm actually a fan of found footage. I like found footage, and to me, this was a nice classic found footage movie. It didn't do anything great. It didn't really put anything new to the table, but it gave some good scares. It gave some really creepy feeling to it, some good sound effects, some creepy music, and I gotta say I give As Above, So Below a 6.5 out of 10, which is probably a C+ to me. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe and like if you like this video, and stay tuned for the next video. See you guys later.